In this tutorial, we'll be creating a 2D sketch and creating a 3D model. So start by creating a 2D sketch and then select the rectangle tool. So snap to the center point and just go left and make a longer rectangle kind of like this. Now we're going to create a circle on each side of the rectangle. So snap onto the top of the left side of the rectangle and create a circle that snaps to the bottom of the rectangle. We're going to do that with the other side. Okay. Now use the arc tool and snap to the bottom of the left corner of the rectangle and then snap to the right corner and then pull down and make sure it's perpendicular, so you'll see how it snaps and a dashed line shows up in the middle. You see there's no dashed line, but the dashed line shows up in the middle, so make sure it's perpendicular to the rectangle and then just click on Okay, so now we're going to use a polygon and make a triangle. So type in 3 sides and snap to this center point. Okay, now we're going to turn the triangle upside down and then snap to the arc that you just made like this. And yeah, snap to the and make sure it's perpendicular. Alright, so now we're done with our sketch, and click on this button, Finish Sketch, and go back to this view and click on Top. Now we're going to create the 3D model. So what we do is use this tool called Extrude in these create tools. So what Extrude does is creates depth in these drawings that we just made. So make sure you have this profile selected over here and start selecting all of the parts you made. Alright, so you have these sketches selected, and now change the depth that it extrudes to 4 millimeters. And over here we can change the direction of our extrudes, so we can extrude it up, or we can extrude it down, or we can do both ways. So for this extrusion we're gonna extrude it symmetric, and now press OK. Okay, so now you create your first, or now you create a 3D model. Now go back to create 2D sketch, and we're going to create a 2D sketch on the model that we just created. So click on the model, and you can rotate it to have the position you want. And now we're going to create a circle from this center point, and we're going to snap it to the top of this rectangle that we first made. Okay, now we're going to use the arc tool, and we're going to snap it. Now we're just going to go from this point over here, from the circle that intersects with the arc. We're going to start right there, and we're going to end on the other side. And now just drag it down and make sure it's perpendicular with a rectangle, and then just end it right there. Now we're going to do that again, and now make sure it's perpendicular and just make it like that. Alright, finish the sketch. And you can use E for extrude. So you can just press E, and now we're going to select both of these. So this time we're actually going to use this. So you can either extrude, which join, which actually adds an extrusion, or we can use cut, which actually cuts from this part. So we're going to cut it 4 millimeters and press OK. So now you can see that it has a hole, these parts have a hole, and that's what cut did. Create another 2D sketch on the model, and this time we're going to use the rectangle. So we're going to go from the center point of these circles, and we're going to go to this intersection of the circle and the rectangle. So do that with the other side too. And finish the sketch, extrude, and select both of those rectangles. Alright, so make sure you have the rectangle selected, because right there I accidentally selected the whole entire shape over here. So sometimes it has a hard time selecting. Okay, so there both of the rectangles are selected, and now we're going to extrude it out like that, 2 millimeters. Extrude it, and we're going to create another 2D sketch. We're going to also use the rectangles again and go to this side of the circle and create a 2D sketch that snaps to the circle intersection right here. So it snaps to that, to the circle, and to that center point. Do that with the other side. And now you can also press extrude even when you're in sketch mode. So you can press E right there and select those rectangles. But instead of using this distance thing, we can either use to next, which will cut it to the next point. So the next part over here would be the bottom of this, or the top of this. And with 2, you can select where you want to extrude to. So if you extrude to the top of this rectangle, it will do 4 millimeters, since this rectangle is 4 millimeters. And all will do it through all of it. So we're just going to select 2 and select the top of one of these rectangles and press OK. So that's how the extrusions work. And in the next video we're gonna go over the constraint tools in 2D mode.